Tom Condon, 18 points apiece here for Limerick and Clare. God, the tension there at the end, looking to see who could do it, and in the end, it came up a draw. Was that a fair result, do you think?
Yeah, look, anytime Limerick and Clare play, it's always going to be a tight contest. Physical, very physical now, and look, it was low scoring enough, but I think in the end, a draw was a fair result. Look, it is positive, I suppose, for Limerick after the last 3 games. Like they've had no wins and stuff like that, so they were looking for a good performance. And look, I know it is a draw, but look, it's something positive to build on.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of their more experienced players back out there today. Was there anything that impressed you by them?
In the first half, especially, I was like their tackling and their intensity in the first half was through the roof. Like Clare weren't able to live with it, and that gave Limerick the chance to be able to go 2 or 3 points ahead at half time. They were getting bodies in around the breaks, in around the Clare lads. They had 3 or 4 fellas tackling, and it just forced Clare into turnovers or into frees, and that gave Limerick the building blocks. But there in the second half, I thought it just kind of dropped a small bit and allowed Clare to get on top, and that's how Clare got a foothold in the game. But they seemed a few subs kind of changed it for Limerick, and they were able to get going again with the tackling and stuff.
And Clare had their goal opportunities as well, and Nicky Quaid made a good save. That could have changed the game.
Yeah, and especially the first half, they had a goal disallowed. I don't know, was it a square ball? It looked fine to me, but look, I suppose replays will show that. But yeah, Nicky pulled off 1 or 2 great saves. I thought Brian Taylor probably should have taken his point because it was a bit far out, but you'd want to be a fairly good shot to beat Nicky from that distance, But no, look, as I said, they created a couple of opportunities, so Limerick will be looking at that in the video analysis and stuff like that, how they were able to get the opportunities. But yeah, look, as I said, it was a fair result for both.
And Declan Hannon came off early in that first half. It looked like an ankle injury. He was limping a little bit. Losing someone like him, their captain, that always has an effect.
Yeah, and in fairness to Declan, over the years, he's had problems with his ankle, and he had 1 or 2 operations on it, so. But look, as I was saying to the lads, it might be just precautionary, especially this early in the year, when you see the championship is a league basis. Now it's going to be a long year, so you don't want to have anything niggling going into these games, so I say it's just more precautionary more than anything.
And it is a long year, but now it's no wins yet. They got a draw today. Do you not need to get one to get that momentum for championship, or are you still just looking to championship and we'll concentrate on that?
Yeah, I suppose, look, Limerick are on the road now since 2018, and I suppose everyone has just been accustomed to Limerick winning all the games and winning everything, and they're just not used to seeing this Limerick team win or lose 3 games in a row. But look, again, I'm saying I wouldn't be panicking or worrying if I was a Limerick supporter or whatever, because it's a long year, and I suppose, look, they're just used to them winning the whole time. But look, John has his sights, and they'd have targets to be hitting and stuff. And look, I know the results aren't the way most people want it to be, but them boys out there know themselves where they want and where they are at their stage of fitness and stuff like that. So they have targets that they're aiming for, and look, I won't be worrying at this stage.
No, I don't think many will be worrying. They'll be still fearing them. And just to mention as well, Aaron Gallagher, he scored, it was 7 or 8 points, then he saw red at the end. It was 2 yellows. Did you see it clearly?
No, we were just watching the flight of the ball, and it looked like he swung to kind of flick the ball in, and he took down Conor Cleary. Now, in fairness, Conor Cleary, he bounced up straight away. Didn't see too much. It was a free. I don't think he saw anything until he went into the umpires. But yeah, look, it's maybe is a bit worrying for John to be seeing so many cards and so many sending offs. Limerick always play on the edge, but I don't think they're a dirty team. They're not. It's just that they play with such high intensity and stuff like that everything needs to be timed right and stuff. And when timing is a small bit off, whether it be down to fatigue or whatever, the hurling might be a small bit off, Joe, it can have consequences. But look, it's something Limerick just have to keep working at and just keep an eye at.
And obviously you've been in there for many years. In the trainings, is it high intensity? Do you work on maybe not giving away so many of those frees and maybe not having the tackles as high?
Yeah, and in fairness to Paul Connacht, his philosophy was you always trained 10-20% above the intensity of a game. So trainings were cruel. Intensity wise, you'd be flat. And it's all high intensity tackling, small drills. In fairness to Paul would have him, he has the training spot on. And it's enjoyable though is the thing. So you'd always be looking forward to going to train and stuff like that. But no, look, I have every faith that Paul had these boys going well come championship.
And looking on here in Cusack Park for you, What does it feel like, especially seeing these games come to a draw? You must be on the edge of your seat wishing that you were out there still.
Yeah, Cusack Park has I've had some good and bad days here now, but yeah, you kind of have to, you get accustomed to being up here like watching, and you kind of have to reel in your emotions. Sometimes it's very easy to get sucked in, like, but yeah, look, you'd still be kind of chomping at the bit to get out there, like, but look, it is what it is. Life goes on.
Yeah, nice to have the rest too. And Clare, just to mention them as well, Tony Kelly, as always, you know, he's their star man. He stepped up again today, as he always does. He's just so impressive.
Oh yeah, like Tony he's a phenomenal player, like, and the one thing you worry for Clare though is if anything did happen to Tony Kelly, if he got injured or whatnot, like who's going to take up the scoring there for Clare, like, because today he came out with, I think it was 11 points, and in fairness he was the main man with everything that went on, with even with assists and setting up scores. He still seemed to be the main man there, like, so it's something that Clare maybe have to look at. I know they've gotten Peter Duggan back as well from Australia, like, so that's a massive help to them as well, like, but look, Clare will be happy as well with the draw. At the end of the day, Limerick are Ireland champions, like, and they come away with a draw, like.
And the rivalry is definitely still there. A healthy rivalry. I'm sure you've experienced it many times. Did you like coming up against Clare?
Yeah, sorry. Anytime you went out against Clare, you knew that there was going to be a bit of needle in it, like, and it was going to be physical and stuff. And I suppose, yeah, I went over stepped over the edge once or twice with a few of the Clare lads. But look, that's part and parcel. Yeah, that's part and parcel of it, like. But look, these things happen, and look, we were able to shake hands and talk about it after this. So.
And have you seen an improvement in Clare at all out there today from their previous performances?
No, definitely, yeah. And you could see, even like as I was saying, Limerick were on top there in the first half, and you could see that Limerick were committing bodies to the tackle and the breakdown. But Clare, in fairness, they adapted to that, and they started playing the ball around and playing we saw a lot of crossfield balls, and Clare had their half forwards drop deep, like, so, like, tactically, like, Clare were spot on today, and the way they were able to adapt it, like, so yeah, you couldn't see Brian Lohan, he's doing a good job there, like, and it's just time, I suppose, like, and look, as I say, they're going in the right direction.